So good evening, everyone. I want to show you how you can create your own command for the CLI update. As you can see here, I have a bulk of command that have been added already. So I'm going to show you how you can add your own command. So as you can see here, there are a lot of commands. So I want to add a command that we can just use to do a simple hello word. So that's what I'm about to do now. So the first thing we are going to do is that we are going to create a command class, and this is how we are going to do that. So I'm going to create a command class within this namespace. So there's a folder. If you go to your Joomla root directory, you will see libraries, then src, then console. So inside this folder is where we'll be putting all the command classes. So let me create the command class now, and we can go ahead to the next thing. So I'm going to create a command class now. So we say new PHP class. So I'm going to name it hello command. So the namespace for the class is this. So I'm going to create a command. Okay, so I have the class created now. So the first thing we should know is that every command class that we have must extend the abstract command class. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to say extends abstract command. Okay, so I'm extending the abstract command now. So and I'm having a hello command here. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is that for every command class we must implement two methods. So and the first method will be the execute method, and then the second method will be the initialize method. So as the name goes, the initialize method will run before the execute method. The initialize method is used to set up the command classes, to set up the command classes. What will be done within the initialize method is to set the name for the command, set the description, and set the help. So all those things goes within the initialize method. So I'm going to implement both commands now. So let me do that. Okay, so I've implemented execute method, and then I'm going to say public function initialize. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. We don't need this, and I'm going to delete this too. We don't need it. So we've implemented two methods. So the first one is the execute method, and the second one is the initialize method. The first thing we are going to do is that we are going to define the name for the command. I have a bulk of command here, and you can see this is the name for a command, which is linking to a particular description. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a name for the command. So this is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to say this set name. I will use the set name method, then I will give it the name I want to um, name the command. So I'm going to say hello. So this is the name of the command. So I want to be able to do something like this within the terminal. So I will say php CLI slash Joomla php, and I will say hello. So I want to be able to do something like that. So and it's going to print hello world. So as you can see, this command is not available yet. So and that's what we are about to do. So let's just get on with it and get it done. So the next thing we are going to do is that every command requires a description or an help text, so that people can know this is what this command is doing. And as you can see that here, we have a list of command, and then we have their description. For this command, we have check update command, and the description is that it checks for Joomla update. So we are going to do something like that too here. So and this is how we are going to do it. We say this set description. So and I will add the description, and that's going to be says hello world. So that's my description. And then the next thing we are going to do is to add an help text. So I will say this set help. Okay, so I'm going to put in the help string. So this is what I will do. I will customize the console. So I'm going to have something like this: info. The reason why I want to do this is that I want to be able to say, okay, the name of the command, say hello. So it's going to say this is what say hello is doing, just like we have it here. So it's going to do something like this, check update, and then something like this. So that's what we want to achieve in doing that. So I will say it says hello. So then I will say that okay, for example, what if someone wants to know how the command is used? So I'm going to include usage in the help message. I will say usage. Okay, and I will add that. Okay, let me copy this. It's used for saying hello world. Okay, so what I'm trying to achieve is this. For example, let me pick a command here. Let me pick a command here. Let me pick the config get command. So I want to know about the command. I want to know how I can use the command. What I will just do basically is that I will say php I will say help, and I will say config get. So you can see that I have here is saying the config get displays the current value of a configuration option. It said usage, you see. So I'm able to do something like this. So the same thing I want to do for this too. So I'm going to set the help, and that's just what I just did. Okay, so we've set the name for the command, we've set the description, and we've set the help. So the next thing for us to do is to work on the execute method. So the execute method runs after the initialize method has been called. So what happened within the execute method is that every logic that we run for our code goes in between this execute method, because it's only this execute method that is called when your command is running. So I just want to print a simple hello world, and in order for me to achieve that, I'm going to use a particular part of the Symfony console component, which is called Symfony style, to style everything that is within the terminal. I can just go ahead and echo my stuff or do whatever I want to do, but it's not really advisable we do that. So we are using the Symfony style class to do to achieve something like that. So it comes with further things like you can display tables, you can display errors, you can display lists, and all other features came together with it. So that's what I'm going to be using now. So I'm going to say symphony style symphony style is equals to new symphony style. Okay, I have symphony style here. So this will take in two arguments. The first argument will be the console input, and then the next argument will be the console output. And this I'm going to pass in the argument. So the first one is the console output, and then the next one is the console input. Okay, I think I need to use the input first, then the output first. Okay, output. So this one will be the input. Okay, so we have our Symfony star. So and we are ready to roll. So what our command will just do basically is just to display a message. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to say Symfony star message. Okay, let me just use comment. Okay, let me just use comment. Hello world. Okay, so I'm going to say return. Oh, so this execute method, you can see it has been type hinted and should return an integer. So 0 is for a successful execution of that method, while other numbers can go for failed execution. So our command is ready. So let me see within the terminal. If I run this again, okay, you can see I don't have my command here yet. Okay, yeah, so that brings us to the last step. Every command that is defined must be registered. We have to register the command before the command can show here and before the command can be used. So this is how we are going to register the command. We just open the console application class. So console application class is inside Joomla /library/src/application. So that's where it is. So we just open it, and if you come here, you will see a list of command already added. So what you just do is append yours to the next line. So I'm going to say new hello command. So I'm going to register the command. So the command is registered now. So let me go back to the console and see whether I'm going to have my command there. Okay, so yeah, I have it here. Can you see now? So I have my say hello world command here. So let me run php CLI slash joomla.php, and I will say help say hello. Okay, can you see? Just like I defined it, so usage. So say hello is used for. Okay, so that means our command is ready to run. So let me run our command and see whether we are going to get the output that is expected. So what I will just do basically is this. Okay, and there we have it. Our hello world is there. So this is how you can create a command in CLI update. So in case you want to add a command to anything you feel like you want to perform via the command line interface, you can just do that using that very simple way. So this is just a very simple logic that is going here. Something more can be done here. Probably you want to do a couple of multiplication, you want to update a plugin or anything you want to do, you can do them here. So that's it. That's how you can add a command to the CLI update. Before I run this up, I would love to show this. The reason why I use Symfony star here, for example, we have a comment here. You can see it commented it. So I can do something like this here, success. I can display a success message here instead. So I'm going to do something like this. So can we see that? I can display a warning instead, or an error. Let me display an error instead. So you can see this. So I can do a couple of other stuffs. I'm going to include a link to the documentation about Symfony Star so that we can see some other things that are possible that can be used for it. So thank you very much for listening to this. I hope you've been able to understand how you can create a command for your Joomla application. Thank you very much.